Hey YouTube, 7 months ago I decided to take a break from Genshin Impact for multiple reasons. Natlan wasn't really clicking with me and the incoming characters that were teased at the time didn't look that appealing. So I told myself I'll be back when the new region comes out. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I catched the Nod-Krai character teaser and I was very excited for Flynn's, Nefer and Sundrone. Then I watched the 6.0 livestream and my excitement levels went down quite a bit. It just felt like the usual Genshin stuff. New characters were previewed, there was a lot of yapping, and overall everything coming up was kinda predictable with this new patch. We all knew there will be a free 5-star for the anniversary, 20 free wishes, and so on. But they did actually have a couple of surprise announcements that weren't expected this time. Unfortunately, it didn't have a super positive effect on me. So now, if you get constellations on your already C6 character, you get the chance to level your character to level 100. We are really paywalling a core mechanic of the game, which is character leveling, really? And the constellations offer didn't faze me at all because I like to play my character at C0 for showcase purposes and better comparisons between different teams. If we had the option to toggle constellations though, I would have been much happier about this feature. Okay, so now you can see I started having second thoughts on me reinstalling Genshin, but when Nod-Krai dropped, I still gave it a chance and I'm happy to report that after 2 weeks of playing the game, I'm pretty happy with the overall experience. Yes, there are still obnoxious things that Genshin does here and there that makes me roll my eyes, but I can't deny that the game is super chill to play and is my favorite go-to when watching YouTube or my favorite streamers on Twitch.
Sorry! Oh, voice crack. Sorry. Shit.
But something changed since I came back. It wasn't something with me, my account, or the game itself, but something with the community. Since me returning to the game, I can't help but notice the insane levels of anxiety and fear of missing out that are literally polluting the air nowadays. This was the thing that struck me the most and is the reason why I'm making this video. Yes, the fear of missing out, or FOMO, was always a thing in Genshin, and it's obviously the cornerstone of every gacha game to make you spend more. But this much FOMO, it really felt like coming back to a house on fire. And I'm not exaggerating. Everywhere I looked, whether it was on Reddit, YouTube or Twitch chat, people were talking about how Nefer needs Loma, or how Flynn's is practically unplayable without Nefer. So why did these FOMO levels skyrocket like this? What caused this? Well, the first thing that I can think of is the way Hoyoverse started to use the HSR design philosophy. Basically, it consists of making a 5-star support unit with the idea that it will be essential to maximize the potential of a specific 5-star DPS unit. So people who are going to pull for the DPS character are most likely going to get the support, even if the DPS unit didn't come out. Again, fear of missing out. Some of the recent examples are releasing Escoffier before Skirk, Inefa before Flynn's, and Loma before Nefer, back to back to back. What this does is putting a lot of pressure on the players, but also creates a lot of frustration. Frustration that is also a big part of every gacha game. Imagine, you want to pull for Nefer, but heard that Loma was super important for her. You're not specially interested by Loma, but you're down to get her in order to play Nefer in the best conditions. Luckily for you, you won your 50-50, but you have now just enough to get Nefer. The next patch drops, Nefer comes out, and you miss your 50-50, and now you're stuck. There it is, the frustration part. You are not going to be able to play Nefer unless you spend money, sometimes a lot of money, and you didn't pull Loma for nothing, right? These strategies are pretty common in gacha game, and I highly recommend you to watch Psyche video about this subject. You'll find the link in the description below. Now, the other thing that in my opinion raised these FOMO levels is the Stygian Onslaught. A few patches ago, Genshin released their new endgame, and I missed most of the heated talk about it at the time, but I believe there was a lot of controversy around it. Now that I can finally play it and experience it for myself, I can see the issues that it raises. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed trying to beat the fearless difficulty these past few days, and overall, despite its lack of creativity, it still feels like a pretty fun endgame for Genshin, something that gives every type of player a reason to play the game. But you can't deny that the implementation of this new endgame had an impact on many players' behaviors when it comes to their pulling habits. If before Stygian you were pulling for 5-star characters only, now there's a little voice in your head advising you to get the signature weapon too. Because you never know, it could help you clear a higher difficulty in Stygian, or maybe go for a few more temples. You might get lucky and get a constellation that will improve your clear times. The combination of these two reasons, which are marketing strategy and new endgame mode, are the main culprits in the raised FOMO levels that I'm seeing and sensing in the community for the past few days. And if I'm missing some other key reasons, please share that with me in the comment section. You might be asking, cool VLD, you wrote an essay explaining what's happening, but what's the point of this video? Well, I felt the need to make this video just to state something that might be very obvious for some of you or needed for others. And it's to tell you to chill and take a breather. Trust me, it's not that important to get all the characters, their weapons and their constellation at all. All what I described are strategies that gacha companies use to raise anxiety, frustration and fear of missing out, to push their player base to spend more and more. You can perfectly play this game without spending that much, heck, even playing it as a full free-to-play, save for your favorite characters and play them even when it's not in their optimal teams. In 90% of the cases, you will clear most of the content still. I'll just give you an example. When Nahida the Dendro Archon came out, everyone and their grandmothers were hyping her up. She was the best Archon, she was insane, she was so useful, you can destroy the game thanks to her, and blah blah blah. During that period, pulling Nahida would have meant getting a better DPS for my Kaching Aggravate team. Later on, with her rerun, it would have improved my Al-Haytham team. But I didn't pull for her. I didn't like her design and couldn't be asked to spend primos on her. Did that prevent me from clearing the many spiral abysses since then? Did that block my progression? Hell, even in Stygian, I cleared Fearless with my Al-Haytham without the need of Nahida. And yes, it would have been easier with her, but not having her on my account was not detrimental at all. Some of you might say, yeah, things changed now. We have Stygian and it's harder than Spiral Abyss. And to that, I'll just take you to the reward page. Let's imagine this scenario. Blins releases and big shocker, because I don't have enough on my account, I'm unable to clear the next season on Fearless, for example. Why does it matter that much? I'm only losing 100k Mora and a feather. It's really not that big of a deal. Hell, even if I can't clear Menacing, it still doesn't matter. I will be having fun with my Flins in Abyss, Overworld and other type of content, and missing out on a really tiny bit of rewards. When you look at it rationally, I can't see how these rewards are valuable enough to spend up to 24k primos, or even worse, up to $400 to get a character or constellation that would make the clears easier. You see, when you put this into perspective, it's clear as day that it's not worth it. So when that voice starts bugging you in the future about getting that constellation or that weapon to have an easier time in Stygian, just ignore it and try to enjoy the game the way you want. Some people will C6 their characters, others will always get the signature weapons or specific constellations. I'm not here to judge you or tell you how to play the game. All I want to do is raise awareness regarding these marketing strategies and help lowering these insane FOMO levels that I've been witnessing for the past days. I just felt like I needed to do that at my microscopic level. And with that, I'll leave you be. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to do the YouTube things, and I'll see you soon for my Flins video. Bye!